Hello and welcome to PetrolHeads London. So something a little bit different for you here today. So this is our hire car review. So this is a Vauxhall, or Opel in this case because we're in France, Mokka. Now, not my usual type of car, a normal type of performance, but I thought it's worth having a look because I've been driving around some French country roads, which I'll sort of show you through a bit in a minute, also some motorways and also just some sort of normal town driving, and just kind of talk to you about kind of what it's like. So a very different type of car from what I would normally have. I think its downside is it's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but you know, for what it does, it's basically a jumped up kind of four-seater, five-seater, four-door, five-door car. And you know, and some of the benefits of this is that it's got a lot of space. So let's go and have a look around inside and see what this kind of looks like. And I think one of the things for me is, let's have a quick look inside here, is that it has quite a lot of space. You know, these nice tall doors, easy to get in and out of, especially for kind of hire cars. Actually, the interior is pretty good, and I think this is its kind of key thing on this. It's got a really nice interior. So let me jump in. So I thought I'd just pop back inside into the car and just sort of show you around a few bits. As I said, really nice kind of clear display right in the middle there, relatively easy to control by this jog dial, which I arguably prefer to the touchscreen ones that I've got in the Jaguars and Range Rovers, because I just think they're a little bit easier to control when you're driving. Loads of storage, like glove box, a little one up here and a main one there, lots of door storage, cup holders, loads, you know, a couple of plugs and auxiliary port here, so you can plug your iPhone in, and USB charging as well, and a couple of little cubby holes as well. So, you know, for sort of a good kind of holiday car, it's kind of, you know, very very flexible, got loads of space. I said, you know, lots of headroom, lots of space in the cabin. It's quite a nice place to be. It's a little bit plasticky, that is the thing that gets me. Small things that kind of bump me, like the windscreen wipers look really spindly and just I mean, they work, but they just don't look very nice when they're moving. Whereas, you know, if you look at like nice Mercedes and stuff like that, they've got a big arm and a sort of nice sweeping movement. But as I said, all of these things are really cosmetic. As a car, it performs quite well. I think it's got quite good performance in terms of its stats. So, you know, as I said, I don't really do those kind of reviews, so please feel free to go and check out those guys who do that. But, you know, it's got relatively low emissions. It's pretty quick. It's only a 1.4, but the turbo kind of gives you that oomph that you need on motorways, getting out of junctions, even like belting down some of these French country roads. It's been really, really good. You know, parking sensors, but also rear reversing camera on this particular model. So, you know, it's got a lot of spec, getting a lot of car for your money here. I say, quite a nice driving position, all super adjustable, nice clear displays. Really good visuals. The only thing I say is these A posts here are a bit kind of, they're almost a bit elongated, and actually for pulling out of junctions and stuff, the visibility is not great. Really good sat nav, super clear screen on there. I think, you know, it's still very plasticky. There's a lot of plastic going on here, but what do you expect? These cars are about, I think, 18,000 starting price. This is the 1.4 turbo, which is actually, it's no slouch, you know, you can feel the turbo's the thing that's really pulling it around. But, you know, it's pretty good for pulling out of junctions quickly, just getting yourself moving, but also on motorways, it moves quite nicely and smoothly. There's a few nice little touches. So actually on the dials, I don't know if you can see this, on the end of the speedo dial, it actually has a little red LED that points to the kind of speed in which you're going, which actually just makes it, in terms of visually being able to take that in, is like really good, really quick. So I quite like that. You know, as I said, the interior is pretty good. The dashboard's a bit of a mess. There's so much going on here. I mean, it all controls your sat nav. It's not the most intuitive sat nav that I've ever seen, but in terms of the rest of the car, it's pretty nice. So let me just jump out again. Oh, one thing I haven't shown you is nice sort of tilt and slide sunroof, which is pretty good. I said big doors, so you can kind of jump in and out. Have to excuse it, it's a little bit dirty, and plenty of room in the back as well. So, you know, that's actually, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but set to my seat settings, and there's loads of leg room there. Actually quite a nice leather interior. I mean, it's not the best leather in the world, I've definitely seen nicer. And then obviously you've got quite a big old boot on these as well. So actually, in terms of fitting a whole load of stuff in here, let's have a, you can see there's quite a lot of stuff there. Spare tyre gubbins under here. So yeah, pretty big and spacious boot with fold down seats, split rear seats if you need them. So as I said, not a bad car. So I suppose overall my view of this is, it's not what I buy, it's not what I drive, but what does it compare to? I think I spoke earlier about it being maybe a sort of Range Rover Discovery type thing, and it's, as you can see, a lot smaller than that, so that's probably a massive inaccuracy. And I think its competitors are things like the Skoda Yeti and probably the smaller Qashqai as well, which has really flooded the market over the last few years, especially because of its low CO2 emissions, so it's become really popular as company cars, and because of the taxation on that. But overall, you know, for the purpose of this, if you're looking for a good, cheap SUV, I think this, you know, performs pretty well. As I said, you know, we've done a fair bit of driving, done a couple of 100 kilometres in it. Motorway, it's pretty stable. The only thing I'd say is it's a little bit noisy on the road noise side. I don't know whether that's the Continental tyres they've got on there, or I think just the vehicle, but I think it starts about 18 to 20,000 for this 1.4 turbo. So, you know, for me, highlights are, it's no slouch on the motorway, it cruises quite nicely, you've got all the mod cons like cruise control and all that kind of good stuff. I don't think it's particularly good looking from the front, you know, it's not too bad from the side. It probably reminds me quite a lot of the Ford Kuga, or however you want to pronounce that. But, you know, and I think the reviews of the Kuga are always really good, so I think, you know, for me it's probably overall a thumbs down, but in terms of this kind of journey, it's performed quite well. But I think if you were looking to purchase it, I think you'd probably look at some of the other options. Thank you for watching PetrolHeads London. Please remember to like and most importantly subscribe.